want to make a little video about what's going on with the, I say, war, now I say conflict in Iran between U.S., Israel, and Iran. A few other countries that's not directly involved but are getting bombed. I've been listening to people, and I was actually just finished listening to Joe Judge Brown that says that Iran wants to attack, and President Trump wants to attack the United States with a nuclear weapon. I don't think so. I really don't, because like Senator McCain used to say, if Iran attacks us with a short range nuclear weapon that will kill, sorry, delete a couple hundred up to a million people, Iran the next day will be a parking lot. Iran will be no more. So you're talking about maybe up to a million people being deleted compared to your whole country, which is, I don't know, close to 30, 40 million people. I think 23 million, somewhere around there. I know I'm all over the place with that, but that's what it would be like. That is one reason why Iran will not attack us with a nuclear weapon that they say could hit the West Coast, Japan, South Korea, and some of our allies in European countries. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, Israel has nuclear weapons. The other reason why they say, well, it could be another 9/11. Um, doesn't matter. But I served at a 9/11 doing grounds because I'm originally from New York, at Ground Zero and all that. And we talked to a lot of CIA guys. And what I get from that is that if Saddam Hussein attacked America on 9/11, Saddam Hussein didn't have a standing army, a standing government, a infrastructure. I mean, he was up in the hills of Tora Bora or whatever, running into Pakistan. This was not the Pakistani government, which is, kind of shaky at at best because they do a lot of tribal stuff. And they're a little more respectfully backwards. But if you get Iran a standing, that's the difference between Iran and Saddam Hussein. It wasn't government. It wasn't a government, a standing government. If you get a government like Iran that pulls off a nuclear attack with a dirty bomb or whatever, they're saying they had 5 different cities mapped out. It would be a suicide, if I can say that. Sorry, attempt, because you know what our response would be. So I don't. And then they try to compare. They say, well, Obama really took away the funding for a lot of missiles and aircraft, and that might be the case. But after any long war, standing war, the next administration comes in always takes the budget of the military because that's the most expensive thing, and we have a withdrawal, a down. I seen it when I was in during the Gulf War, but it wasn't so much of the Gulf War; it was the Cold War that started the downsizing of the military. I was over in Germany in 1991. Guys was getting pink slips on the LES, which is a military basic pay stub. I mean, after the Vietnam War, there was a downsizing of the military. After these Gulf Wars and wars in Afghanistan, there's a downsizing of the military. I was on active duty in '08 and got out and went back active duty in '05. Got out in 2010. There was a downsizing of the military. It's always like that after a huge, a long extended war. Vietnam, the Cold War, Iran, Afghanistan. So that's, I mean, he might have did some downsizing in aircraft and missiles and things like that. He shouldn't have more so as troops, because troops is the real money, the everyday money, when you got to pay people life insurance, health insurance. People got families, housing. That's an everyday cost. I'm no expert in this, so I'm just spitballing. So I think they look at that more as towards the big things, And yeah, Clinton did it. Clinton gave the military their biggest raises ever. Not to get off target, but yeah. So and then they blame um, Biden for not re, restoring the military, and that some of that may be true in certain areas or overall. I'll give him that. But this method of thinking that the whoever the Ayatollah is, I can't pronounce his name. He has some kind of strategy. He's a brutal dude. I mean, he deleted, sorry, hundreds, if not thousands, of people who were protesting. This is a brutal regime, brutal government. Um, when they talk about people's rights, Afghanistan was going towards that, where people were having, you know, not being suppressed by a oppressive government. I think that we should have like I think it's always how Colin Powell, General Powell, excuse me, Secretary of State Powell said, if you break it, you have to fix it. We should still be in Afghanistan, in theory, if it was not, if we did not make it fixed when we left. But as far as this war is going on, who knows? We'll see what's going on. We're on the eighth day, and I just saw it on TV. Eighth day of bombing. This could go on for another 4 or 5 weeks. And what the military experts say, we got to replenish our stockpile and short range missiles, long range aircraft, and all that good stuff. Because they're saying, well, Taiwan or China is a couple years from now. Okay. Anyway, that's my little shtick. Outie.